Hi class, so this is the video for Zotero. Now I had to do a little bit of prep work before turning on the desktop cam. So first thing that you want to do is go to Zotero, or you can go to the Stillman Library. So right now you're looking at the Stillman Library page. I literally just went to Google and typed Stillman Library. That is the library for SEU. So that's the only links that should come up, related links for SEU, Stillman Library. If you look over here in the right hand corner, you'll see that Zotero is listed there. If I were to click on Zotero, it takes me to a setup page in order to get Zotero. And if you look, there is a download link on the page that you can utilize. Now, we also can just open up a new tab and type in Zotero. And it's usually the first link that comes up for Google. So I just clicked the first link, and the homepage of Zotero actually comes with a download button. This red button here, you can download if you have a Mac, Windows, Linux, or iOS. Now, I'm going to click download just so you can see that it takes you then to Zotero 6 for Windows. That's because I'm working on my desktop computer right now. But you can also download a Zotero connector, and it'll pick up on what browser you're trying to use as well. I have downloaded both already. So if you look at my plugins, this little puzzle piece is the same for Google Chrome as well. If I click on my puzzle pieces, you should see right there that there's a Zotero one, there's a Capital One shopping one, and there is also a Screencastify one. So that's just letting me know that I've already downloaded the connector. Now, I have also downloaded the desktop version of Zotero. And if you look at the bottom of my screen right here, that little Z icon, which matches the download icon, that gives you Zotero, the desktop application. If you look right now, you'll see that I have one article right now, which is about communication in the church. That's a article that I previously already found. So if you successfully download Zotero, it will track your websites. So I want to show you what that looks like in real time. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm using Bing because I'm using Microsoft Windows right now, Microsoft Edge. But a lot of times I'm still using Google as well. So I'm just going to go to google.com, and I'm going to put in something about communication that costs millions. So communication blunders that cost millions. Remember, our paper 3 is on about our writing philosophy in terms of communication. How do we do that responsibly? So let's look at, if I am looking at the first link right here, the massive email blunder that cost my company a $2 million deal. So this one, let's say I don't have time to read this article right now, but I know I want to come back to it. Or the scenario is I know Zotero will track my websites for me. So I'm going to click this little window there. And then I'm going to click my Zotero connector. When I click it, you see it says saving to my library. Now, the really cool thing is if I go back to Zotero down here, now you see that that website is in fact added to my library. Now, I could right click on this and I could add a new collection. So let's say I wanted to do a new collection here, and I'm going to name it Paper 3 Philosophy on Writing. Click OK. Now, I would have to move my sources to here, to the other one, and I don't believe it'll let me do it that way. Let's see. But you understand that you can create your own folders to put your sources in. So let's go back and look again. So let's say I'm looking for a different one. Maybe I'm going to actually use the Stillman Library. Why? Because it is a trusted source. So I'm going to go back here into my web browser, and I'm just going to put the Stillman Library. It's already in my search history. I'm going to click there, Stillman Library. And let's say I want to go to my articles and my databases. This is where you'll primarily find some really good articles. So I'm going to use the Gale. Actually, let's use JSTOR. JSTOR is a very academic journal kind of database situation. You can find some really heavily peer reviewed articles. So let's see. Maybe I'm going to put writing philosophy. Let's see what comes up. Now, Plato on writing and doing philosophy, writing philosophy, sequential essays, and objective tests, the tools of women's studies and philosophy, critical thinking, in writing courses. To be philosophical, even if one will not be a professional philosopher, the aim and mission of philosophy education. So let's just say I wanted to take a look at this article right here. Let's see if it tracks with my little Zotero connector. First, we want to fully make sure that we've downloaded the article. So it's in my view right now. I'm going to click the little extension puzzle piece and then click Zotero. And notice Zotero has picked up now that I am on page 3 of Philosophy on Writing. And then it also lets me know that it's a JSTOR full text PDF. And if you see on JSTOR, I could actually go ahead and download it right now. If I'm going to cite, I can just copy and paste my citation from here for my reference page if I needed to. So I definitely recommend JSTOR if you would like to not have to worry about the credibility, authority, the Hippocrates that we talked about in class this afternoon. And again, if I go to Zotero here, let's see. And now it refreshed for me. If you look, there's my JSTOR article now. To be philosophical, even if one will not be a professional philosopher. So, as you can see, this comes quite in handy to track your sources, especially if you're still in the research process. If you just saw right there, I double clicked on the link and it took me to the article again. There you go. Just clicked on the very first article that I visited. If you look, that very first article, it tells me my notes, my date. Look, this pulls the information that I might need for my reference page. It's the date modified when I added it, the date it was published. There's no author's last name in that field, but if I look here in the title, um, it's partially there already. I could add notes if I would like. What I would add here is what paragraph or what parts of my paper I'm going to use that particular source for. If I wanted to add tags, if there were any related articles. Now, in the tools here, you could create timelines, a scan of your article after you've added notes and such to it. But again, this is a part of the extra credit if you wanted to go ahead and earn those extra 20 points. Now, this next part here, I clicked on the third source that I had, and if you look, it has the annotation notes. So I can highlight my text. If I needed to, I can scroll down here and maybe add a post-it note to that particular piece of the article. And again, that's why you later may want to use this and download it as needed. Because essentially, you can do all your annotations through Zotero as well. Not only does it track your sources, but you can do annotations, which come in handy when you have to do research papers. So I want to keep this video short. Hopefully, this gives you some insight on how to download Zotero and how to use it. In the event that you come across an article and Zotero will not connect, it just means that Zotero or the website doesn't have the capabilities to, have the two-way connection, which is okay also, because what we can do is we can add it manually. So let's say there was a newspaper article. Well, over here, if you notice, it just opened up a new tab for me. And what I can do is fill out that information myself. So maybe it was, what's communication? I'm just improvising to show you how this works. You see how I can still go ahead and manually add it for myself. So again, I want to keep the video short. Let me know if you have questions. A little bit later, I will post the updated version of the deadlines.